the House of Representatives has passed for second reading a bill seeking to create a comprehensive and harmonized regulatory framework for the operation and business of all forms of online and remote gaming that transcend state boundaries and extend beyond Nigeria's borders. The proposed legislation was sponsored by the Deputy Speaker of the House, Benjamin Kalu, and 6 other lawmakers. Director General, Oyo State Gaming and Lottery Board, Olajide Boladuro, now joins us to discuss this bill. Good afternoon and welcome to Newsday.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
All right. So, of course, we've already introduced that this bill has scaled a second reading. But can you tell us a little bit more about the objective around this bill, alongside with the progress, some of the next steps that we can expect?
I represent the Federation of State Gaming Regulators of Nigeria. I'm the vice chairman of that association. This particular bill, from my own understanding, it's been introduced by the National Assembly, some members of the representatives of the National Assembly, as against the Supreme Court judgment that was passed on the 22nd of November, 2024, that expressly states that the states are the ones that has the right to to regulate the gaming and lottery industry. A case that was brought about in 2008 was put to bed on that very day. A 16-year case was put to bed on that very day. And we're quite surprised that the judgment has not been executed properly. Hence, this bill that is trying to go through the back door. The judgment was very clear. We have copies of the CTC, the certified through copy of that judgment that the Supreme Court released. And it states categorically that any matters of the law that's in our Constitution of 1999 Constitution as amended that is not on the exclusive list or the concurrent list is strictly a residual matter and it resides with the states. And it happens to be that gaming and lottery or game of chance or whatever you want to call it is neither on the exclusive list or the concurrent list. So the judges ruled unanimously that the states are the ones that has the authority to regulate the gaming and lottery industry. So we don't understand why this bill is emanating. We don't know what the purpose of the bill is. I mean, it shouldn't be per the Supreme Court judgment, which is the apex court of our land.
All right. We understand that earlier today you were at a meeting with the Nigerian Bar Association for a national discourse, and you, from what we do gather, you asked the Attorney Generals of the Federation to implement that judgment that you were referring to from the Supreme Court. How did that play out?
Yes, I just actually came out of that meeting before we had a chance to do a presentation because I had to meet up with the timing here. But my chairman is there to make that argument and to submit letters to the various, the Attorney General of the Federation and also to all the state Attorney Generals that are present for them to understand the position of the law and to execute the position of the apex court regarding that particular matter. So we're still on that, and we'll be reaching out to all other agencies of government in the federal level, at the federal level, EFCC, NCC, NIDA, all other corresponding agencies as well, to work with them in line with what the Supreme Court has said.
All right. Well, now to replace the NLRC, I understand that the Federation of State Gaming Regulators of Nigeria, of which your vice chairman is in place and in its final stages before you start your operations. So do you think the relatively slow pace in starting the operations of the Federation since the prescription of the NLRC is creating a vacuum that works in favor of those behind this bill?
Well, like I said earlier, we've been on this matter for 16 years. Incidentally, the gentleman that took this case to court in 2008 used to be the general manager of the Lagos State Lottery Agency at that time. And when he moved to the federal side, he decided to do a 360, and which is quite unprecedented. What's happening right now is we were not able to operate because he had signed MOUs with agencies like the CAC and all those other agencies. So there has been a regulatory tussle. But since that has been put to bed now, modalities are in place. NLRC, per the judgment, is proscribed because the judges explicitly said again that the National Lottery Act of 2005 is unconstitutional and is being repealed. So that leaves NLRC out of the game. So they're proscribed. The agency that is recognized right now is the Federation of State Gaming Regulators of Nigeria, headed by Mr. Bashir Ara, who is the chairman of Lagos State Gaming and Lottery Authority. We have had meetings with the various operators, both international, both local, and they are working with us. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a slow pace. It's something that it's a framework that we have to put together so that we don't misstep. So things are already getting to where we need it to get to, and very soon the little lacunas that we have will be addressed, and operations will be in full gear.
Well, one of the points that was brought up by one of the operators that I've interacted with is that this tussle, if you may, with the NLRC here, the Federation there, and things not being crystal clear regarding who's regulating the industry is creating an opportunity for those who are not licensed to operate, or basically there's no clear-cut regulator that people are recognizing right now. They might operate with illegal licenses, is one of the things that he brought up during our interaction. Do you foresee that continuing to be the case until things are crystal clear with where the Federation stands in terms of when it starts its operations?
The Federation, I mean, I don't agree with that position, actually. The Federation's position is very clear. We're going with a unified license. We've already communicated that to the operator. So this particular operator that you're talking about, I don't know whether the person or the said operator has read the judgment of the Supreme Court and was at the meeting that we had in Lagos with all the major operators, and even not, don't even let me say the major, all the operators were invited, the licensed operators. As far as enforcement on illegal operators have been there, even when the proscribed NLRC was running the show, they've always been there, but there are frameworks in place now for us to checkmate those kind of inadequacies, and we will make sure that things go smoothly. So if any operator is listening to me, please reach out to the Secretariat of the Federation of State Gaming Regulators of Nigeria and we regularize. We are one body. We are about 24 states now. We are hoping that other states will join, and because the framework that we have put together is a no-brainer, a very good framework that will help a lot of states to enhance their regulatory powers and also help as far as revenue and IGR for every state. So I'm imploring every other state that is out there that is not on board yet to reach out to the Federation so that we all stick together. But there has been no issues at all. I mean, a lot of various operators that have licensed, maybe the questions that they might have is some of them have valid licenses with the proscribed NLRC, and we have created ways for them to regularize that, ways for us to put that into perspective to where it does not disrupt their operations in any way. So I don't see where there's a problem. We are forging ahead, and we believe in the rule of law, we believe in equity, fairness, and justice, and we will cater to our operators the best way we can.
All right, thank you very much. So just as we begin to round up, are there any merits to this bill at all, in your opinion?
Please say that again.
Do you see any merits in this bill?
In the bill?
Yes.
I read the bill. I don't see any merits to the bill. I mean, like I said again, it's clear. The Supreme Court has spoken. Whether it's gaming, lottery, game of chance, or whatever you are called, there's no lacuna in what the Supreme Court said. The judges are very clear. They took their time, and kudos to those judges because they understood what was going on, and I truly give a lot of credit to the judicial system of this country because we were a little nervous, but they proved us wrong, and we knew that we were on the right path. And like I said, there are no lacunas at all in the judgment. There's no if this, then that. No. So if anybody's interpreting it wrongly, they are doing that for their own selfish interest, and I feel, and I'm saying openly that they should desist from that and respect the rule of law and what the judges have at the apex court have said. So there's no lacuna at all. As far as the online, when you say central online gaming, what is that? We have operators that are from South Africa. We have operators that are from Malta, Cyprus. They will align with us. They will get just one license, and we will regulate them just as we regulate our local operators here as well. So there are no issues at all. The Federation is forging ahead, like I earlier said.
All right. Earlier on, when we were introducing you, we did mention that, from our understanding, that this bill is sponsored by the Deputy Speaker of the House, that's Benjamin Kalu, and 6 other lawmakers. From your perspective as an insider, are there any other forces or individuals behind this bill, and what might be their hidden agenda?
I believe that prior to the judgment, there was a company that was brought on board, and I think there was some company that they brought, and they said they wanted to come and be collecting revenue in the gaming and lottery space, and they passed them to the Federal Executive Council. I think I saw something like that last year. Again, that case was sub judice. Nobody should have been doing that at that time. Even the National Assembly shouldn't have been part of that case because or doing any kind of a law or bill while that case was at the apex court before the ruling came. So after the ruling came, everything is clear. So whoever is behind it, they should know that it's just water on the back of the duck. It's not going to fly. It's not going to work. So we are telling them categorically that they should cease and desist, and they should abide by the judgment of the apex court. There's no other thing. I mean, I remember I was in court the day the judgment was passed. You can only apply. The judges said you can only apply to God. After the Supreme Court, I mean, the next person you can appeal to is God. So the judgment of the Supreme Court is what we stand by, and we're not worried about even if the bill goes through the second, third reading or what have you. The courts are there for us to stand our ground and maintain what has been said by those remarkable judges.
All right, so as we conclude now, what are your next steps? As of course, you've made it very clear that you are against this bill. So what are your next steps to ensure that this bill does not achieve its objective, as you would like to maintain the status quo as prescribed by the Supreme Court?
Okay, so as mentioned earlier, we have written to the Attorney General of the Federation, Barrister Lateef Fagbemi, who is a very upright man. I'm sure he has been very busy. Maybe that's why he hasn't gotten to that particular judgment. But we have been to his office and we have submitted a letter there so that he will enforce what the apex court has said. The barrister is a very gentleman and we know of integrity, and we know that with him at the ends of affairs, this bill is not going to fly. So we're expecting, and there's an open letter that we did in a few of the newspapers a couple of days ago. A copy of that letter has also been sent to the Senate President, the Speaker of the House of Assembly, and all other relevant stakeholders for them to know that these states are the ones that are regulating the gaming and lottery space now. And there's a new sheriff in town, and it's called the Federation of State Gaming Regulators of Nigeria. So I don't think the steps that we're taking The media is aware, the Justice Department is aware, and all other agencies that are stakeholders are aware, and we know that we're not perturbed, we're not worried about what is going to happen with the bill, because we have a judgment that is clearly stated, and that is what we are going to abide by.
Well, we certainly wish you well in your pursuit, and we'd like to thank you for joining us here on Newsday. Olajide Boladuro, Chairman, Director General of Oyo State Gaming and Lottery Board, and Vice Chairman of the Federation of State Gaming Regulators of Nigeria. Thank you so much for joining us here on Newsday.